Thank you so much for sharing this knowledge, and of course I had to look it up. So today I learned that Congress did not adopt the Star Spangled Banner until 1931, and prior to 1931 there was no official national anthem of the United States. However, when Lift Every Voice and Sing was recited in 1900, the NAACP promoted it as the Black National Anthem, and by 1917 that's what it was widely known as. So the Black National Anthem in fact predates the Star Spangled Banner as the national anthem, or indeed the concept of the United States having a national anthem at all. Now, the Star Spangled Banner was written in 1814 with a third verse referencing hirelings and slaves. And when I thought that it had been the national anthem since 1814, I thought that the problematic third verse was a relic of the past that just hadn't been changed. But knowing that it wasn't adopted until 1931, less than 100 years ago, and over 100 years after it was written, makes it that much more problematic. Also, prior to 1931, there were about a handful of songs that were considered the de facto national anthem, including My Country 'Tis of Thee and America the Beautiful. So knowing that Congress adopted the Star Spangled Banner as it was written shows that Congress never meant for the Star Spangled Banner as the national anthem to reflect the nation as a whole, nor to be unifying. And another thing is, Australia changed its national anthem in 2022 to acknowledge its Indigenous people and to reflect unity. These things can be changed. So rather than blaming people for keeping the nation divided because there's a Black national anthem and blaming us as the problem if we don't get on board with a national anthem that was intentionally chosen to exclude certain people, a national anthem that recognizes all people and is reflective of unity can be created. It can be created.
All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially, and this is the midweek report news break edition. And so hopefully everybody is doing well this evening. We just have a few things to cover, and and it's Black History Month, so we're also gonna actually review some Black history within dealing with the topic that we have to deal with. So, and how appropriate. So with that being said, hopefully, like I said, if you are new to this channel, go ahead and hit that like button if you will. And if you have not already subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel as well. Share this on your social media. Share it to a friend. Text it to a family member, or email it to someone you know who might be on the cusp of the wrong political turn at this stage in the game. So send this on over to them. Also, if you want to become a member of this channel, you can definitely do so as well. And so just getting right on into it. Let's see who we have in the building so far. One Who Cares is in the building. Thank you for being here. Good evening, Beatzilla mods and chat. Thank you, good sister. It's always a pleasure to have you in the house. Patricia Slade, Jersey City is here. Black first. Appreciate you as well. Always representing Jersey City. Thank you so much for being here. David Boyd in the building. Bronx, New York is here. Black first. Salute. I appreciate that, my good brother. Man, that what time is it out there? Oh, so yeah, it's on the late end out there. Thank you, good brother, for being here. Judah Queen in the house. Shout out to you, my good sister. I know you out there on the East Coast as well. Salute to you, Black First. Appreciate you as always. Hopefully everything is all as well. And salute and happy birthday to your little brother. Miriam in the house. Salute to you, Black First. Yes, indeed. Always a pleasure to have you in the building as well, good sister. It's been a minute since I heard your voice. But yeah, salute to you. Might have to do a space before too long, because it's been a while. Miss D at Suite 201. Welcome, welcome. Hey, hey, Beatzilla. Hey, hey. Yes, indeed, Black First. Thank you for being here this evening. And Nichelle Hargrave in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here this evening. Appreciate you. Black First, as always. And we got our good brother, Torian Rain Reloaded in the building. Black First, my good brother. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for tuning in. And we got Sister Yo-Yo 103 Queenin in the building. Shout out to you, my good sister. Appreciate you. Thank you. And Night Rider, salute, bruh, beats, Black First and only. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in this evening. And also Sun Kissed by the Most High. Appreciate you, my good sister, for tuning in as well. Yes, indeed. And we got Nightbot in the building doing them duties. So appreciate Nightbot being on point. Thank you. So, like I said, the title of the broadcast is Star Spangled Bigots. And if for those who are just now tuning in, if you did not watch this from the beginning, the very first video I played, the intro, was talking about the origins and the history behind, of course, Lift Every Voice, which is what is being performed on the screen. And as you can clearly see on the bottom left-hand corner, the representation of the rest of the conversation this evening. Because I'm sure if y'all have looked at some of these news reports and whatnot, especially on X, there's a lot of upset folks out there. Ain't it? Derek Parker, Black First family, I appreciate it. Little Rock, Arkansas in the building. Shout out to you. Oh, man, they're always out there whining. You already know. Yeah. Yeah, yes, indeed. Sun Kissed by the Most High. I just watched to see Usher, I admit it. I hear a lot of people didn't like Usher's performance. As for myself, for me, his performance was fine. It's just the sound that sucked. They had his background vocals. I mean, so as precise as they have had so many other artists sounding, even with their background tracks and all of that, I felt that the sound was really, really subpar. You understand what I'm saying? But his performance was dope. I think, yeah. So I think they were trying to judge him based on some kind of metric of, oh man, because you should know why his sound clearly wasn't right. So it's not like you have to. It's not hard to tell. At least for me, I listen to it. I'm like, man, what's up with his sound? His mic wasn't working when he first got out there. It was crazy, but he still did a dope job. Judah Queen, I like Michael Jackson's influence mostly. And that he did the good. Shoot, I guess a couple tributes in his performance, which also was pretty good. So I mean, it was dope for everything that he brought as a performer and as an artist. I ain't mad at how he did. My disappointment is in the quality of the sound, because I've seen all of these other people for all of these other years. Their sound, their background sound is right there in loud and crispy in front. But it sounded super hollowed out, and it's almost like we were listening to like stage monitors. So yeah, that was the disappointing thing for me. But the band was slamming. So yeah, as a musician, no, I was not disappointed, other than the poor sound quality. The sound was awful. Brian Henderson, salute. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Black First from South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. And we got our good sister Cynthia Newman in the house. Greetings to you as well. Thank you for being here this evening. So before we get to the main topic, we have to hit some other things. And of course, we definitely, have to hit something, how the White House is also promoting themselves this month in Black History Month. But first, maybe some of y'all have heard this story. Maybe y'all have heard this story. I don't know. But because when I first heard this particular story, they just said this teacher that worked at this private school. So that's all we were saying on the news. Because I remember one morning it was on the radio. And so listening to the radio, they're talking about this woman who had a OnlyFans sticker on her car, and they kicked her child out of the school as well. So I guess she's like some kind of instructor. I didn't realize she had moved to Arizona, but so she goes by some name, like Nitchie Dolan or Nitchie something. So you would never know it's Rachel Dolezal unless you really just like, oh, that's who that is. So I guess her masquerading as somebody that she's not, caught up with her again. Then her OnlyFans pictures, because for everybody know, Rachel Dolezal been on OnlyFans, busting it open for a minute. So that actually ended up being the woman in the story. I did not realize that till today. But yeah, nonetheless, that Rachel Dolezal is actually the woman in Tucson, Arizona, who got fired because of her OnlyFans. She had a whole different name. So who would have known? Who would have known that's who they was talking about? Lo and behold. And out of all times for this to be revealed, what month is this again? I mean, come on. During Black History Month. You can't write this up. Oh my Lord. Oh man. So here she is on the front line getting embarrassed again. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if she feels embarrassment at all. I mean, she got her butt cheeks wide open. Who knows? Geechee Gold in the house. Peace, chat. Peace, beats. Salute to you, Geechee Gold. Look at that name. That's a dope name. Yes, indeed. Always a pleasure to have you in the house. We got Black First Coffee in the house. Beef, B1, Beatzilla, Mods, FBA, my bros, and sis. Shout out to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here as well. Black Spider in the building. Salute to you, my good sister. Always a pleasure to have you in the building. Yes, indeed. Our I-5 connection, the Pacific Northwest. And Tay the Man in the building. Salute to you, brother. To Tay the Man. It's been a minute. So salute to you, man. Good to see you back in the chat. Thank you for being here. Right. All right. All right. You said not her again. Yeah, her again. Hey. Ferocious the producer, Black First, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here, my brother. Oh man, so yeah, that's how things are going out there for her. So just recently got exposed with that. So yeah, that's a little tidbit of breaking news. I mean, when I finally figured out who that was that they were talking about in that story, I'm like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. I mean, man, some people just never get enough. Or maybe some people are just built or made or desire to be clout chasey enough that they would walk out the house even looking like this. Why is this dude dressed like Eddie Munster? Up there looking like Man Baby. I mean, what's going on here? Oh my goodness. It looks like the jacket is all with a wrong fit. I'm confused. Oh man. Oh, so there was a lot of events that went on in the Super Bowl. Needless to say. I was like, why is he dressed like Kenny Munster? What's wrong with this dude? Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh man, salute, man. Dark skinned brother in the house. Always a good pleasure to have you in the building, my good brother. Salute. Thank you for being here as always. Black First. And we got our good sister Blueberry Muffin in the building. Hey. Good to hear from you, good sister. Always a pleasure to have you in the building as well. Been a minute since I've heard your voice as well. Let's see. Oh, dark skinned brother with the super chat. Member for 12 months. Keep up the amazing work, my warrior brother. Salute to you, man. I appreciate you and thank you for being a member of this channel. Man, for a whole year. Salute. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. That Jermaine Dupri fit is crazy. And thank you for the super sticker again, brother. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Oh, man. Lady Effa in the house. Salute to you, Black First family. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, Blueberry Muffin with the super $20 super chat. Black First. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you, my good sister. Thank you. Thank you so much. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Now, with the rolling with the protection, there was something that I caught on well, I guess I was I caught this on, it might have been in my feed on YouTube or it might have been on Twitter. But these folks out in Boston, they got this story coming out of Boston to where they're saying that this Haitian family is being these immigrants, these I guess are illegal immigrants, are being taken in by like white families in Boston. And I'm looking at this story like something is off. Something is off because they're talking about Haitian family. I'm like, well, Haitians speak Creole. They speak their version of Creole. I mean, I'm assuming that there are Haitians that can speak Spanish, but you know, I'm just looking at this interview like, something is just not hitting right for me. Black women stand up in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here as well. Yes, indeed. So this story here, right here, something, and when she starts speaking, that's probably where it's most noticeable. Something is off.
She felt bad, as any mother would. Now things are looking much brighter as they've been welcomed into Lisa Hillenbrand's Brookline apartment.
Tu niña es muy alegre ahora.
Sí, muy alegre. Cuando se levanta en la mañana, se dice, "Ay, Lisa."
Oh.
She says her daughter is very happy when she wakes up.
Haitian? What part of Haiti they speak that much Spanish? That she only knows how to communicate. She's from Haiti, but she only knows how to communicate in Spanish? Does that sound right? I mean, if maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, am I missing something here? I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. I mean, like I said, let me just go back. She speaks it so fluently. And you don't have a lick of English, but you're Haitian.
Now things are looking much brighter as they've been welcomed into Lisa Hillenbrand's Brookline apartment.
Tu niña es muy alegre ahora.
Sí, muy alegre. Cuando se levanta en la mañana, se dice, "Ay, Lisa."
Oh.
She says her daughter is very happy when she wakes up in the morning. She says,
maybe it's just me. I don't really recall too many Latin sounding Haitians. Am I tripping? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go on.
"Hi, Lisa," and everyone starts the day smiling.
It's a delight. And it's really fun having them. What I realized is there's so much prejudice against refugees, mostly because people don't know them.
Lisa says she feels like she has her own personal chef, as Wildande loves cooking.
Te gusta?
Oh, my Lord. It's like I have my own personal chef. Oh, my goodness. Oh, oh my goodness. Did you really? They're saying it like, oh, yeah, that's normal. Yeah, and I have my own personal chef. It's like my own ma'am, she is a refugee, as they say. But yeah, okay. And people don't know them. Well, yes, clearly because they're here illegally. So no one knows them. I think that's part of the problem why so many people are having issues out here with this. But I mean, hey. Good grief.
La ocupación.
Sí.
Sí.
In fact, her
That's a
goal
lot
is
of
to
Spanish.
open up her own restaurant.
Quiero tener mi propio restaurante.
The couple has their work permits and they've been taking English classes.
Yo cualquier trabajo va a hacer para guardar mi dinero para hacer mi futuro.
They're open to work anywhere to save money.
Oh, well, he's speaking the Haitian. So this dude must be Haitian, but that woman most definitely is not. Well, I can't say that for certain, but I suspect that she is not.
For their future. In the meantime, they're enjoying their time with Lisa, their new friend for life, and their daughter's new grandmother.
Se abuela mi niña. Sí.
They are hardworking. They want to learn. They want to be successful. And I feel great helping, and I get to understand the refugee crisis from the inside.
Lisa says she's so.
No, you're still from the outside. You're not a refugee. Oh, my goodness. And this is, you think that there ain't a reason why they want these type of folks over here. I mean, she almost talking about these people like a pet. Mr. Power Tool says, likes up family. Salute Mr. Power Tool in the building. Yes, indeed. She's talking like about this. I mean, it's a whole family here. She talking about these folks like they're like objects. Yes, Iron Wheel, disgusting. Thank you for being here as well, brother. Ooh, I mean, it's like I have a living maid. Or, well, a living chef. You might as well be saying maid. I mean, a French maid or a Haitian slave. Good. I mean, for real. A new friend for life. Man. Yeah, Black Spider. Modern day slavery at its best, Cynthia Newman. Yes. Her own servants. And Judah Queen, that's pretty much what that is. I mean, it's like I have a living chef. Oh, you don't say. And I'm sure she cleans too.
So impressed by the number of people she's met right here at Brookline Town Hall meetings who've been
Lord.
stepping up and hosting families. She's hopeful more will do the same in the coming days and weeks. In Brookline, Aaron Logan, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, the need for more migrant shelters in Massachusetts is something we've been following really closely.
You see what they push
information about this and find out how you can actually help on our website, NBC10boston.com.
Yeah. So you see what they pushing. That's pretty clear. Oh, and that like, why is she speaking Spanish? I'm missing something. But the husband, he definitely came in, you know, with that Haitian Creole patois, because I mean that stuff is hard. I can't understand it myself, but I recognize it when I hear it. You know what I'm saying? So moving on. Let's see where I gotta go. Oh, so I wanted to show you a little piece from the White House. This is how they are celebrating Black History Month.
During Black History Month, we tell the stories of the heroes of our nation's past and of our present. Leaders across our country and here in this room who shape our future. We celebrate Black history as America's history, living, breathing history that we create every day. History that must be taught in full. So let history remind us of the strength of the movements for progress and freedom in our nation, that America's most sacred principles have been realized and strengthened when we, the people, fought for them, generation after generation.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. She says she uses the most words and says the very least. I mean, good grief. So, and Black history is, resilience and fun. And I mean, you start hearing all these just random words that aren't really leading to anything. And now, if you look at what people try to interject into Black History Month now, it's a lot of almost like calm the Negroes down. So like, let's give Black folks props for not really going anywhere. So you have to like talk in circles, and we hear a lot of that. And the NAACP, they also do I have that? Let me see if I have that. Because this is actually the Congressional Black Caucus. I stand corrected. But okay, so this is something that the CBC is boasting of during this Black History Month. Did you know the Congressional Black Caucus Institute, CBCI, is dedicated to advancing economic and educational opportunities, promoting public health, and fostering leadership development? What? Just preparing more bootlicks. Just getting more bootlicks ready. And then you can come outside looking like this. In my video last week, there was somebody that had an issue with some of the clips I played. They're not funny. I don't like it. Well, the one thing I said is, well, you kind of out of place telling somebody what to do with their platform, basically, in so many words. And, he's like, I didn't know why you even bother. I'm like, look, nobody's bothered with that. I'm just informing you when you come on someone else's platform, you don't, because I'm not taking any videos out or clips out of my broadcast to please some person who doesn't even show their face on the internet. So, to the person who had an issue with me playing those certain clips, well, I don't have those clips for you, but we do have a stand-in. Nigga, please. Now, you can go make your own videos and your own content and let her rip. Let's keep that real simple. So again, like I said, Star Spangled Bigots. Oh, that's right. There's one quick little breaking news. Where is that at? Get it on in here. Tidbit of breaking news. Y'all realize that old Fani Willis, the hand-picked mammy that they put in there over the brother Howard that had charges on them, the police that deleted brother Rashad Brooks. And she promptly went, when she got elected, got in office and let him off. dropped the case, dropped the suit, or dropped the charge. So yeah, that's Fani. And then she promptly started going after rappers. And she's if you guys talk about crimes in your lyrics, then we're gonna get you and we're gonna find you. And Young Thug is over there fighting for his life right now, which they're talking about with even what's his face, Trump, with Trump's case. So they're looking at getting her off and getting her off of the case. But truth be told, it's like, well, how many of her caseloads need to be looked at because of all of her misdoings? While, because what was her incentive of going after Young Thug if she's just pretty much of a damn criminal as he is? I mean, not to say that she is, but I'm just saying if she's doing things faulty in public office, he ain't in public office, she is. So we're supposed to believe her and what she's talking about? Yeah, I don't know. But here is the one of the newest pieces of news on her situation.
He has been prosecuting the historic Fulton County election indictment, but tomorrow, District Attorney Fani Willis could take the stand to defend herself.
She could have to answer questions about a romantic relationship with her top indictment prosecutor, Nathan Wade.
Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon joins us here in the studio with when we will know for sure whether or not the two will take the stand, Doug.
Right. Well, this is going to be a true game time decision, guys. We really don't know whether or not they'll even have to testify at this point. Presiding Judge Scott McAfee wanted to hear from a few more witnesses on this relationship before making the call on whether or not Willis and Nathan Wade, that prosecutor, will have to testify. Among the people under subpoena, though, for tomorrow's hearing who will definitely be offering their testimony are members of DA Willis's staff, her security team, even her own father got a subpoena. Nathan Wade's law partner will also be testifying. That's important. Attorneys for indictment defendant Michael Roman, a one-time Trump campaign staffer who made this relationship public in a legal filing last month, want to hear what those people know about the relationship itself. They claim Willis and Wade are financially benefiting from their contract together, but will it get her kicked off the case? That's the big question. We asked one of our legal experts.
At the end of the day, I think that Judge McAfee is going to look at all that's been presented and say, this is not to the level of where she needs to be to disqualify herself. It's salacious. It is a circus that, everybody got their popcorn and peanuts to watch, but it's not really going to change the case.
Right, and one other thing that could happen here is this case could be moved to a different county altogether. That also is unlikely to happen because starting over on this case could take months, if not longer, putting in jeopardy the trial of all of these defendants, including former President Donald Trump, especially if he's reelected in November, guys.
All right, Doug, we will certainly see you in later newscasts.
Interesting. Very interesting. That's all I can really say about that. Lord, she got some troubles, though. Situations. She got some situations. Lord. But real quick, shout out to I see thank you for the super sticker. Dark skinned brother, I appreciate it. And also Devonte, appreciate that. CashApp donation as well. So peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours for both of y'all's super sticker and CashApp. I appreciate both of y'all. Thank you very much. Let me see. Okay, so Blueberry Muffin said, if anything, Blueberry Muffin. Oh my Lord. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, so we got a couple things to hit, but let me get right on into the Star Spangled Banner part. So they've been all, you're hearing all or been seeing all of these people talking and up in arms about, there's only one anthem and blah blah blah. Again, for those of you, I see I have more in here in the chat now. So what I am going to do is I'm gonna play the very first video I started with. So for those of you who are just now tuning in, who may not have caught this, let me give you some preface to about what we're going to discuss here in a second. And I'm gonna go over the lyrics of the third verse of the Star Spangled Banner. So let's check this out.
Thank you so much for sharing this knowledge, and of course I had to look it up. So today I learned that Congress did not adopt the Star Spangled Banner until 1931, and prior to 1931 there was no official national anthem of the United States. However, when Lift Every Voice and Sing was recited in 1900, the NAACP promoted it as the Black National Anthem, and by 1917 that's what it was widely known as. So the Black National Anthem in fact predates the Star Spangled Banner as the national anthem, or indeed the concept of the United States having a national anthem at all. Now, the Star Spangled Banner was written in 1814 with a third verse referencing hirelings and slaves. And when I thought that it had been the national anthem since 1814, I thought that the problematic third verse was a relic of the past that just hadn't been changed. But knowing that it wasn't adopted until 1931, less than 100 years ago, and over 100 years after it was written, makes it that much more problematic. Also, prior to 1931, there were about a handful of songs that were considered the de facto national anthem, including My Country 'Tis of Thee and America the Beautiful. So knowing that Congress adopted the Star Spangled Banner as it was written shows that Congress never meant for the Star Spangled Banner as the national anthem to reflect the nation as a whole, nor to be unifying. And another thing is, Australia changed its national anthem in 2022 to acknowledge its Indigenous people and to reflect unity. These things can be changed. So rather than blaming people for keeping the nation divided because there's a Black national anthem and blaming us as the problem if we don't get on board with a national anthem that was intentionally chosen to exclude certain people, a national anthem that recognizes all people and is reflective of unity can be created. It can be created.
And instead of them wanting something that is an all-inclusive thing, well, you might look at your internet and this might be the sentiment that you were seeing, because this is how people are how are acting over this. And and as you just heard, the actual anthem is younger than Lift Every Voice and Sing, and it wasn't even the first song to be regarded as the American national anthem. So go figure. And I mean, just think of it. You got My Country 'Tis of Thee. You have America the Beautiful. So those songs have literally America in it. It's a love song, an ode to America. Star Spangled Banner is, and more or less, an ode to war. You know what I'm saying? They're boasting of war. That's where that goes. So let's take a look at this boast of war. This is the complete version of the Star Spangled Banner, showing spelling and punctuation from Francis Scott Key's manuscript in Maryland Historical Society collection. So you see, we'll skip through the first. You know what that is. Second, we could pretty much, for those who are not familiar. And then there's And Where, a band of who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle of confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more. Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps. Pollution footsteps pollution. No refugee could save the hireling and slave or no refuge. I'm sorry. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the Star Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Literally in the same line to where you're talking about slave. You're talking about home of the brave. Very interesting, isn't it? So this is the line that, it's all inclusive. It involves everybody. I don't understand why it has to be this and why it has to be that. Man, it's so divisive, man. Oh, you guys are so divisive, dude. I don't know why it has to be this. I mean, it's over the top. It is over the top. Let's see. Let me see. There's an article. Okay. They're talking about MAGA. And this is from the Independent. It says on Sunday, the incomparable. Oh, no, this must be from a year ago. No, no, hold on. No, this article is from an entire year ago. Okay. No, sorry about that. Let me find this. Is it? Yeah, let's see. Where's that article? That blasted. Oh. Actually, hold on. I'll just go here. Now, if you notice, like, woke is trending, and you should know when they talk about woke, that means black folk. And woke, oh man, the NFL is just gone woke and it's so leftist. I'm not watching a Super Bowl again. Yeah, for the people who say madness like that, yeah. I mean, that's just some goofy stuff. Yeah, I'm never going to watch the Super Bowl again. Whatever. Yeah, we can definitely believe that. But let me get this over here. So there's been black backlash, and Megyn Kelly, y'all know her as a good everyday racist. Or Megyn Kelly, rather, which most people would probably probably safe to say that anybody calling her a supremacist might not be too far off. I'm just saying. But she doing her antics, I guess. Her and, what is it? The Kari Lake woman? Because you've seen her sitting. And again, here's my thing. I don't really necessarily care if they standing or whatever, because at the end of the day, they're showing their true colors. But at the same time, don't get mad when you see people like Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. You understand what I'm saying? Or you might see people be at a game and you see a whole section of black folks not standing at all. But this is how she played it. There's only one national anthem. Okay. And, I'm sure a lot of them people feel that way because they're anti-black to begin with. And Stephen A. Smith for some strange reason, went out of his way to defend this woman. Now, let me see. Oh, this is on something else. Okay, so the post that she posted, or her Twitter, and it's still up, by the way. It says, the so-called Black national anthem does not belong at the Super Bowl. Although there is nothing but Black players in that game. Black quarterback. We already have a national anthem, and it includes everyone. Well, I just showed you how it includes Black folks. It refers to Black folks as slaves. So there's the inclusion. I don't know what you think you're getting out of that. But this is how some people think. You know what I mean? But let me just take a look in some of these comments. Let me just scroll down and see what we're seeing. Hate to disagree with you. It isn't a replacement for the national anthem. It is an amazing Christian hymn. And I'm sure he got lambasted. Let's see. We're watching a sport with majority Black players. Who decided they should have a voice? Clutch your pearls harder. That is funny. Crazy hypocrisy that Republicans who wave multiple flags are complaining about other national anthems. Let's see. Thought you said you stopped watching. Hello, laugh my ass off. Oh, they lighting her up in these comments. Let's see. Yep, like Black History Month, Black National Anthem is the antithesis of inclusion, as it shuts out Hispanics, Asians, etc. It's Black history. And wait. Hold on now. Oh, really? Hold on, family. I gotta do this. Because as I'm reading this comment, I'm like, wait a minute. Who posted this? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, okay. Bear with me. Hold on 1 second. Me get this on up here for y'all. Man, this is insane, family. That's all I could say. This is insane. This is her response to Megyn Kelly. Ooh, can't wait to get a soundboard. Now let me just go in here and see if this girl got lit up with these posts here. Nope. We Latinos love and support the Black national anthem. The Star Spangled one never included us either. I say sing that Black national anthem loudly and proudly. Well, and shout out to you. And that is the right approach. Now that's solidarity. I'll never understand fighting for equality, then purposely segregating yourself, then getting mad if people don't like it. Maybe you should rethink your tweet. What are the 12 heritage months? Heritage Month, Black History Month, February, Women's History Month, March, Arab Heritage Month, April, Asian Pacific Islander Desi American Heritage Month, May, LGBTQ plus Pride Month, June. And also, by the way, June is Black Music Month. Don't know why that has been jumped over and removed. But anyway, Disability Pride Month, July. Hispanic Heritage Month, September 15th to October 15th. And then Native American and Indigenous Heritage Month, November. But nobody has all of these heritage months. What these people got to do? It's so divisive. Well, you can just take that and there it is, right there. Yeah. See, we're just right up here, and then all of these others, man. Yeah. Yeah, you can holler at somebody else with that line. Yeah, those are called receipts, buddy. Wow. Ouch. And this is how these idiots do. Like, oh man, it's so stupid, man. I don't know why this has got to be here, bro, man. Oh, wow. Let's see. What is this? Exactly. You never see the boardroom of unity wanting to preside, but the grips of opportunity are always there. I always thought that we are all Americans. No, come on, we're all Americans. Stop it. Doesn't like that anymore. Oh, what just went? Hold on now. The sound just got a little janky. Hopefully everything's cool. Doesn't seem like that anymore. My new granddaughter. Yes. Okay, great. You keeping that bloodline going, you know. One more spitting in the sea. Oh, genetic, yeah, well, you know how that goes. With them ever decreasing numbers. Greer McVeigh. Let's see what Greer McVeigh had to say. Or they could all take advantage, or I guess supposed to be advantage. Take advantage of the opportunity. I'm going to just fill those in to learn about people who originated in other cultures. Imagine if your folks did that in each month, i.e., Asian month, Hispanic month, Indigenous month, Women's month, and so forth. It would be matched. It would match the 12 months devoted to white history. Maybe she came in a little late. Did somebody reply to her and tell her? Did you see the other post? There is no white history. It's just history. Stop trying to promote hate. Oh, Kathleen. Peace-loving writer and activist. I give voice to those who cannot speak. Ain't that what they always call themselves? And like, nah, I don't think so. But this coon here, you know, and I believe, I think I've interacted with this nut before. Dear white people, you owe us blacks nothing. Now let's squash this reparations BS. Share a sandwich together and chill the F out. Oh, there's Henrietta Snacks. Boy, can y'all believe this? I just want to see who is in agreement with her in this. I agree. It's just the federal government that owes us, and we'll be happy to exclude you from any reparations policies that are enacted. MLK taught you nothing. Ooh. Let's see if somebody, please. Times another man further believed in programs like affirmative action and reparations because it was the best way to bridge the wealth gap between blacks and white people in America or in the U.S. And then she said, "That's not what I meant." What are you going to pick piecemeal the man? Wait a minute. That's not what I meant. And it's obvious as F that you lack the fortitude to see through your blind hate and victimhood to look deeper. Now, okay, you talking about Martin Luther King's dream. He informed you about what he stood for, and then you're saying that this guy missed the point. This is when you are so far gone beyond yourself of coonage that you just now have to start being delusional. And this is one of these type of lines that you'll see them use because there's really nowhere else they can go. But she might be trying to get a job at the Manhattan Institute, because when you look at this line here, the fortitude to see through blind hate, victimhood, to look deeper, that sounds like some Diane Yap talk. Your foolish entitlement to handouts doesn't address how heretically imposing. Okay, listen. This part right here, entitlements and handouts. These are those words that they use. So I'm assuming this woman, obviously, let's just go to her profile. Let me go back here again. Okay, don't put me in a mood. Unfiltered America first. Oh, right. DNC and GOP are controlled by the system and don't give a damn about we the people. Yeah, I don't know. It's Tiff. I'm looking at who comes up when the people that I should follow, because I'm looking at your page. Wow. And these type of Negroes is dangerous, family. And you better know that these people are out here and they are dangerous. They cannot be trusted and should not be allowed to be in the mix at all. Them type of individuals are dangerous. You understand me? But with all of that being said, here, lift every voice. It's a song that predates the national anthem, well, the so-called national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. I'll put it that way. It predates the Star Spangled Banner. So that for anybody to say that somebody's doing something special, bending over backwards, stop. No. And we have here's the other thing. We have a very unique history in this country. We have a very singular contribution to this country and to the world for that regard, because remember, Wall Street and all of these bankers' alleys and all of that was also built on slavery as well. All these institutions, universities, and then they throw you some HBCUs and be proud of your HBCUs, which are all schools that were set up by white philanthropists. And black folks touted like it's the best thing since life. And I'm not saying that having a black, a black institution that is absolutely black in, black out, that would be dope. And that's the kind of system of education that I think that we should see. You know what I'm saying? And again, because we are the only group of people in America who have ever been deprived of education down to forced illiteracy. So how do you undo that? and then talk about colleges that we're paying for. Think about it. These institutions are they're HBCUs, and you're a descendant of the slaves that these former slaves were even getting educated. Like, that's the reason for them in the first place. And you're the descendant of those people, and you will go into life-altering debt to get up in them schools. Just to say, hey, I went to Howard. I went to school with this politician. I went to school with that politician, because, you know, they had to go to that prestigious school to go get their cred. You know? But just looking at the how far back, you know, Lift Every Voice was first sung. First sung in 1900. Lift Every Voice is permeated with the legacy of slavery, only 2 generations gone, and haunted by the continued violent oppression of, well, black folk. However, its final statement of patriotic loyalty, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land, also testifies to the almost boundless optimism of many black people at the beginning of the new century. The dialect of hope and agony presented so memorably in this song remains central to the African American experience today. Lift Every Voice was composed by 2 extraordinary men, James Weldon Johnson and John Rosemond Johnson. The brothers were natives of Jacksonville, Florida. James, 2 years older than John, gained a college education, taught in rural Georgia and in Jacksonville, and became one of the South's first African-American recipients of a law degree. Wow. Rosemond, as he was known, received training at musical conservatories in Boston and London, but also returned to Jackson to teach. Both men worked at their alma mater, the Stanton School, Duval County's segregated black high school. James composed the poem Lift Every Voice and Sing in 1899, and it became his first literary success. Rosemond set it to music for a performance at the Stanton school's Lincoln's Birthday Assembly in 1900. You talking about the national anthem didn't get put in place till the 30s? So to put it in perspective, when we're talking about, oh, there's only one national anthem, that's also a rewriting of history. So basically, this is, oh, look at those black folks. They have one. We need to have one. You understand what I'm saying? That's all this is. And just think about it. Why are they so sore over this song? Because it is historic. They have some historic. No, I wasn't talking to you. No. Wow. But yeah, I just wanted to show that up there. They just show that this, again, because also they'll start trying to throw other people in there, Black History Month and this and that. And this is the Black National Anthem, and it deals with slavery. No diaspora whatsoever. Oh, but brother, see, now we have to just look at the after effect, brother, because see, way back then, we wasn't allowed to come over here, but now that we here, you just can't act like black people that come after all of that went down don't feel the after effects, brother, and what we need. And now, and knowing and how else they tried to devise them getting parts, because there were black leaders out here like, oh, no. So they just started going into politics and said, we're going to just try to finagle our way into politics. But just reflect.
I think you're right there. I would not limit our employment demands to Negroes. I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, yes, sir, this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into it.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he can speak Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What I'm saying is...
What I'm saying is, look at my sassy neck roll. You can come out like Eddie Munster if you want to, but you're going to look like a fool. And you can also act like you can rewrite history, but you can't. And so one of the biggest things that we are witnessing right now is the fact that these people have such a huge problem about black folks and this and that, and we're getting special treatment, which it's like, I don't understand where that even comes from. You understand what I'm saying? That makes zero sense. But nonetheless, this is some of the stuff you're seeing out here right now at this very moment on like X and stuff like that. But, you know, there's another situation that just made me think. Let me get this up here. Where's that? Oh, that is that one. Okay. To share this one. All right. So, you know, thinking about the whole patriotic side of the game and how they always try to play that patriotic, we're American and this, that. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's take a look at this man. For those who are unaware, that is Crispus Attucks. And some people might not be aware of who this is, but we're going to get acquainted of a little bit of Black history this evening. So, let's go on down here. So, Crispus Attucks, a sailor of mixed African and indigenous ancestry, died in Boston on March 5th, 1770, after British soldiers fired 2 musket balls into his chest. His death and that of 4 other men at the hands of the 29th Regiment became known as the Boston Massacre. Death instantly transformed Attucks from an anonymous sailor into a martyr for a burgeoning revolutionary cause. Oh, so let's see. Life of Crispus Attucks is far less documented than his death. Early coverage and investigations into the details of the massacre referred to Attucks as Michael Johnson, a name he may have used as an intentional alias. After uncovering his actual name, newspapers published a few details about his life, notably his profession, a sailor. His birth in Framingham, Massachusetts, his current residence of Providence in the Bahamas, and his ship's destination of North Carolina. His last name, Attucks, is of indigenous origin, deriving from the Natick word for deer. Witness testimony during the massacre trial and interchangeably used mulatto or Indian to describe Attucks, indicating his mixed African and indigenous birth. His first name reflects the trend in the colonial era of enslavers forcing an ancient Roman name onto their enslaved people. Attucks shared the name Crispus with the son of the Emperor Constantine. He also appears in a 1750 advertisement in the Boston Gazette. William Brown of Framingham placed an advertisement to call for the return of 27-year-old escaped enslaved man named Crispus, described as 6 foot 2 inch mulatto. Contemporary sources at the time of his death do not identify Attucks as enslaved or formerly enslaved. However, or how and when he gained his freedom is unknown, but it is possible that Attucks used the name Michael Johnson to protect himself from a return to slavery. That's deep, ain't it? That is deep. And this man is fighting in the Revolutionary War. How freaking patriotic. And you got these, oh man, what about all these here that died in the Civil War? You got black folks that fought in the war that created this country while you're still celebrating, singing about enslaved folks. On March 5th, 1770, witnesses placed Attucks at the head of a group of sailors brandishing clubs and marching toward King Street. A crowd formed around a small group of British soldiers hurling snowballs, ice balls, and insults at the men. Observers noted Attucks leaned his tall frame on his cordwood club. Amid the chaos, Private Montgomery and the rest of the soldiers fired into the crowd. 2 musket balls ripped through Attucks' chest, killing him instantly. In the following days, the people of Boston held a funeral procession for the victims of the massacre because Attucks and a fellow victim and sailor James Caldwell had no family or home in Boston. Their bodies laid in state at Faneuil Hall. Defending the soldiers in the subsequent trial, John Adams painted Attucks as the rest of those killed as aggressors to justify the killing. He played to the jury's prejudices about race and class, describing those in the crowd as a motley rabble of saucy boys, Negroes, and mulattoes, Irish Teagues, and outlandish jacktars. Wow. All right then, lawyer. You be all up in the court talking like this. And this, all right. Okay. In other words, those in the crowd were young, lower class, black, Irish, or sailors from out of town. Adams' argument led to an acquittal for the captain and all but 2 of the soldiers. Town officials buried the victims of the massacre in the granary burying ground. Today they share a headstone facing toward Tremont Street. In the 1800s, abolitionists in Boston, led by William Cooper Nell, held up the death of Attucks as the first martyr of the American Revolution. Nell's seminal work, The Colored Patriots of the American Revolution, fought the erasure of black people from the story of the American Revolution. Nell led this work with the story of Crispus Attucks, highlighting his death and the first in the cause for liberty. Though black Bostonians have commemorated the anniversary of Attucks' death since at least the 1850s, it took until the early 20th century when activists, including William Monroe Trotter, pushed the city of Boston to officially recognize March 5th as Crispus Attucks Day, a tradition which continues to this present day. So kicking off your revolution, that to which, the country is born. And black folks still can't get no love. Also, if you didn't know, he a mulatto, and he's they didn't say he was mixed with European. So he's a fair-skinned black man that, for all intents and purposes, was just a native. And they kept referring to him as mulatto. But, is that really true? But also the fact that he's a native, but he was a slave. So was he one of those slaves of a native plantation? Makes you wonder. DSM Sinister in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Yeah, just kind of makes you wonder. Tia to you in the house. Thank you for being here. As always, salute to you, my good sister Black first. Oh, man. Yeah. So, salute to Crispus Attucks. Setting off the Revolutionary War, now known officially as the first martyr, the first death of the revolution that bore America. So getting away from black folks is a mighty hard thing. And getting away from descendants of slaves while being on this planet is going to be even harder thing. Now, with that being said, I got to play y'all the Stephen A. Smith piece, though, because he chimed in, caping for Megyn Kelly. I don't think she's a racist. Like, why is that the go-to when you have to get out there and cape? First, you know what you need to say. You got to say that line now. Got to get out there and say that line. What's the line now? Oh, well, I don't really think that she is racist. No, not at all. Lord. Let me get this. Oh, okay, I'll put it in here this way. Let me see. Okay. Yep. Hold on real quick. Get this in here. Okay. Let me listen to this, family.
The word racism, do me a favor. Have more evidence before you do it so it can't be.
It's Megyn Kelly we're talking about, dude.
When you throw out the word racism, do me a favor. Have more evidence before you do it so it can't be dismissed. I don't know Megyn Kelly at all. I don't find her statement to be racist. I find it to be, in her eyes, patriotic. I find it to be, in her eyes, self-righteous.
Yeah, now, see, talking about the whole patriotic piece, Crispus Attucks is very patriotic. Yeah, see, this man, he was already serving. He left slavery and joined the Navy. So he was fighting for these people, right? And just think of the sentiment. It's like, dude.
I find her to be a bit detached from reality being faced by Black Americans everywhere. I got that part. But I can't go in the way that I wanted to go in about her when people are out there from my community just throwing out the word racist. You don't know that about her. And when you say something like that, you dilute the potency and the importance of the argument. I don't expect white people to have the sensibilities of black people. Could you do one or two things? Could you have a more thorough understanding of black history, what provoked the existence of the Black National Anthem, and speak to that reality, or simply stomach it?
Stephen A. Smith. Just too much. Man, you ain't nothing but one of them.
Buck dancing, shuffling, scratching, bootlicking, bamboozling, Uncle Tom Negro.
And for that, sir, we proudly serve you up with one of these. Sambo. Good grief. Now, see, y'all just throwing that out there too much. Man, what's wrong with you? Y'all out there doing that. Okay. Let you tell it. Now, goodness, let's see where we going next. Let me we gonna get to this because there's two things I need to play for you. Which, there's some other thing that took place. Let me get this in here. Now there everybody is coming apart at the seams. That it's just very interesting to watch. I seen this piece on Fox. It was from Fox News. It was in my you go to your homepage or whatnot. And I open up the window and in the homepage I see this face. I'm like, oh boy, what's going on here? Right? And it definitely did not disappoint. That much is true. Oh, come on, man. Let me make sure I have some sound here. Let me see if I have some sound on it. It doesn't look like I do. Hold on. Because this guy was on Fox. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Let me see. Can I bring it up in here? There we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring this over here. And I got to get this volume on here. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, number one, the conversation that Tommy is having with this guy is just out freaking rageous. It is incredible. The incredulous cooning that this dude is doing. Let me see where I want to go to right here. Okay, I'll do that. Okay.
Tommy Sotomayor is a radio show host. Tommy, you are my envoy to Black America. Johnny's my correspondent. You're my envoy. Will the chicken summit be effective?
No, because let me tell you something, Jesse. He forgot to bring watermelon and grape drink. Now, if he had brought watermelon and grape drink, that would have completed the trifecta. But he felt like we only like chicken, and we need these things in conjunction with each other. And I'm just
The coonage. Oh, your mind's like surrogate into Negro land. Oh, no. Well, yes. Oh, absolutely brutal.
No, because let me tell you something, Jesse. He forgot to bring watermelon and grape drink. Now, if he had brought watermelon and grape drink, that would have completed the trifecta. But he felt like we only like chicken, and we need these things in conjunction with each other. And I'm just sad that he decided to carry it a little farther and say, let me get a hamburger so I can let you know I'm different than you. I don't know if you heard that part. He decided to have a hamburger. He didn't want none of that Negro food.
He did not want the chicken, that's for sure. We always
He didn't want the chicken, that's for sure. Get on out here and say all of the racist stuff we need you to say. Oh, you're my black friend. Oh, you're so funny, Tommy.
send Johnny out. I'm sure you've seen all the shows. You never miss an episode of Prime. When I used to go out such a hard time finding a black American who didn't like Obama. Obama could do anything, and they loved him. Johnny goes out now. We have a hard time finding black Americans who like Biden. Is that going to translate into anything?
I think it really is. Let me tell you something. Not only do I watch you every night, but my mom watches. She watches, and she said she watches you. She watches you, but you make points, but she said you're crazy.
So
and
is
I
my
believe
mom.
that that's what's happening. A lot of
both of our moms hate watch me.
Well, no. So I think what's happening is really a movement is coming about. I've been on the whole, hey, as black people hold our vote for who is actually for us for a long time. And I got called all kinds of words that I won't say on your family-friendly program. But I really do think a solid movement is going here. I live in Atlanta, and I've heard from a lot of people who called into my radio program about how they really are changing. So there's a real momentum. It's more than just words. This is really happening.
So should we put how much stock in 50, Snoop, Killer Mike, guys like that?
You don't do much stock in them, but I'll tell you what you should put stock in. Most black men, as Killer Mike said, they have fears, but he didn't tell you what the exact fear was. The fear is in the black community that black men don't want to upset black women.
The fear in the community is black men fear pissing off black women. That's what black men fear. And number one, I don't even know what the hell is he talking about. You're talking about well, number one, you're talking about fear. Black men aren't. This is not a fear conversation when it comes to Joe Biden. What are you talking about? Yeah, here we go. Black Kid Gravity. Here we go. Black women blaming on Fox News. Oh my goodness, man! And salute to you, brother. Thank you for tuning in tonight, to my good brother. Appreciate you, man. This is insane. I'll just play a couple more seconds.
If you remember in the last election cycle, black men were coming out. Seriously, they were coming out voting and saying they were going to vote for Trump. And then there were articles upon articles in major magazines, Huff Post, talking about how black men have let the black community down. So they were afraid of having that put on them. So,
no, I don't think so. And that's misleading all in itself. And I guess that's what his job is. But pay attention that they got Tommy Sotomayor up there speaking for the black community. Why? Because for conservative voters, they don't know no better. They'll believe that Tommy Sotomayor has some kind of pulse of the black community, that he has some kind of handle or whatnot on us. And he doesn't. He clearly doesn't. But now you know how they've been talking about this. this report. I'm gonna play a couple things. I'm gonna play a couple clips. One from MSNBC and then the other one from CBS. So I can't play that. CBS be up here watching just to make sure they could give me a strike. Let me see. So let me share this first. Okay. So Kid Gravity said, got to give Jesse Waters credit. He made him come out from under his mama's. And he also said Tariq embarrassed Tucker, so he'll never go back on that. I know that's right. Now let me. So right here, because as you guys know that Joe Biden, it's funny, he's now starting to try to play up his age and try to play off that and make jokes and yeah, man, it's all jokes. It's all jokes. I'll play my jokes for the people, and then I'll just go ahead and they'll laugh me into office. So I'm gonna play on being old. Oh, I'm 143 years old. When I heard that, I'm like, if I didn't know any better, I would think that you were I would think that you were in our spaces listening. Because it almost sounds like something Black Alpha would say. I couldn't help but notice that. But nonetheless, let's hear what they're saying on NBC and how they're reporting it. Because there's a lot of panic with just simple truth and simple, hey, Joe Biden he looks like he is slipping in the cognitive area, and he is slipping rapidly. And we're all out here. We all have seen what age looks like. We've all had aging relatives, seen them in their last years and days. We know what this looked like. Now, what other people are trying to throw out there, which is a really horrible excuse, is that, oh man, they just don't want that. They don't want Joe Biden to run again. And if something go wrong, they just afraid of what will happen if she get up in there. Who's afraid of her getting into the office? Outside of being afraid of her getting into office for disaster's sake. We're talking about Kamala, Caucasian on her birth certificate, Harris. The hell are we talking about? Cynthia Newman said it should be considered elder abuse. I would have to agree. It's almost like Weekend at Bernie's. They just holding him up at this point. Let me play this little piece.
Quoted where the report refers to him as a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. What is the word elderly doing there? And poor memory, what is the test of that? Might that be Donald Trump saying, I don't recall 400 times under oath in the same deposition? Is that a good test of it? The idea that witnesses over a 40-year discussion don't remember everything, or that someone who graduates from college in June can't tell you where the diploma is in September.
That's probably from the partying. But here's the point. He's old. And he's the oldest now. And he'd be even older and the oldest then. I mean, the guy is clearly in decline. Well, if you can't remember, not remembering is one thing. Remembering people who are dead, like you just talked to them, that's another. That's called dementia. And I've seen it, like I said, some of us have actually had family members in that condition and dealing with Alzheimer's. We know what it looked like. That dude is not okay. He is far from okay. And oh yeah, he's strong. Please. He's strong enough. You propped him up there. He probably had about 7 cortisone shots just to sit at that table and I'm gonna have a burger. But here, you guys, I brought chicken from Cookout. So, hey, don't you tell me what you're doing? And then the dad is over there really trying to force the conversation. That whole thing is just a weird trip.
That seems to be a condition that this special prosecutor doesn't understand in the human mind. So I'm going to be fascinated when I can get into all these hundreds of pages to see what is it that makes you stress the lack of memory in this particular case, where you have this completely cooperative witness, and there has never been a witness under oath anywhere being questioned over a period of years of that witness's life where they don't say, I do not recall. It is impossible to ask witnesses questions where they answer will not be, I don't recall. And if you don't get that response, it just means you didn't ask enough questions.
Can I speak just on that? Because I had the same thought. It's fairly standard lawyering to advise people.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, okay. The dude is in cognitive decline. And I mean, just listening to them trying to make some kind of weird excuse for that decline is just amazing to watch. But now there was something else I caught. And this one was really good because America decides. Do we really? Because when you start listening to people like this, I don't
4 years ago, overwhelming Black support in South Carolina put Joe Biden on a path towards the presidency. Now the campaign is trying to mobilize Black voters whose support for the president is waning. Joel Payne and Ashley Etienne join us now. Joel is a CBS News political contributor and Democratic strategist. Ashley is also a CBS News political contributor. She previously served as communications director for Vice President Kamala Harris and former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Now, do y'all remember when they were talking about how the communications director for Kamala Harris was leaving? So she got up out of there. I guess she didn't badmouth her, although there were some supposed, I guess, anonymous whistleblowers that said how badly Kamala Harris treats her staff. Not that I'm really shocked, but just think, like this, I'm pretty sure this is the woman who resigned. And she was the head of communications for Kamala Harris. And she got out of Dodge. Now she's on TV. Still, okay, so remember, they have that like Black Pack thing. Not like Black Pack, that group, but it's like a black think tank that they have that they're funding money basically into people like this to analyze us and try to see how they can get us on board with the vote for nothing train. And so let's hear what these two very well-paid shills up here on CBS are talking about.
Joel, Ashley, great to see you. So what is going on? Why is the support not there like it was in 2020? So what is going on?
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
4 years ago, overwhelming Black support in South Carolina put Joe Biden on a path towards the... Joel, Ashley, great to see you. So what is going on? Why is the support not there like it was in 2020 for Joe Biden in the Black community?
Well, I think we're projecting a bit right now, right? This is in the middle of a tough time in the presidency. Back 4 years ago, I said that the path to the presidency for Democrats ran right through the heart of Black America. And I think Black voters are still the heartbeat of the Democratic Party. I think one thing that's good about Joe Biden is he doesn't have a Johnny-come-lately story to tell. He's been there, whether it was in South Carolina 4 years ago, changing the DNC primary calendar, putting Ketanji Brown Jackson on Supreme Court.
Whoa, buddy. No. Ketanji Brown Jackson is not a win. And matter of fact, and for those of you who don't remember, there were other Black women that Black folks actually were kind of recommending. And he went away from that recommendation and actually went toward and chose the one person who had people coming out against her because of what she did in the Lockheed Martin case. And she got basically rewarded. And so people should look at it that way. This is a personal reward to Ketanji Brown Jackson for burning other black folks from the bench. So it's not a win for us, bro. You know, yeah, he got to post and see. No, he has not. And if you're saying foolishness like this, who are you telling it? Who are you trying to sell that to? Because it's not helping you gain anybody back. So when I see stuff like this, like, who are you really doing this for? Who is this supposed to convince? I'm confused.
So many things that Joe Biden can point to where he can say, I walk the walk. And
No,
so
he
I think
don't.
that's what you're going to see the campaign lean on a lot.
But here's the other challenge.
And it's
he's
losing.
got an incredible record, as Joel just rattled off. But the problem is, how is that message actually penetrating the community?
What, ladies and gentlemen, can you figure out what is about to come next? Where is she going with all of this and what she's saying about, well, you know, we have to look at this and we have to look at that. Let's just see what she thinks we should be looking at.
Is the community actually receiving that message? And here's what I think the party is missing. I've been in these meetings, private meetings with the party leaders, most recently as a month ago, and I was in the war room in 2020 on Joe Biden's campaign. And I think what we're missing is the fact that disinformation is having an outsized impact on Black people's perceptions of this president and his
disinformation. See, we're right back to the disinformation mumbo jumbo. It's disinformation because, see, y'all just uninformed. And what you need to stop doing, you need to stop listening to them people on the internet because, you know, it's an overwhelming, ma'am. All you are really saying is the people are speaking. The people are speaking with their lack of voting. The people are speaking, showing you that they are pushing the couch. The couch agenda is heavy this year. And it does not look good for your presidential candidate, which is not our problem. It's his. He's the candidate. You are the party. You know what Black folks are talking about. We're not talking about voter rights. We're not talking about abortion. And we're most definitely not talking about Ukraine and Israel. So, and he put Ketanji Brown, most definitely not. I can't define what a woman is, Ketanji Brown Jackson. I don't think so. No, sir. And always remember, you ain't never going to be able to push old sister girl on us because what's she going to do for Black folks?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
Yeah. So that's kind of that, man. You know?
record, as well as suppressing enthusiasm for the president. And that's something that the...
What does that mean? Let me go back. What does suppressing enthusiasm for the president mean?
Receiving that message. And here's what I think the party is missing. I've been in these meetings, private meetings with the party leaders, most recently as a month ago, and I was in the war room in 2020 on Joe Biden's campaign. And I think what we're missing is the fact that disinformation is having an outsized impact on Black people's perceptions of this president and his record, as well as suppressing enthusiasm for the president. And that's something that the party hasn't yet quite figured out how to solve for that issue. I mean, they're dumping a lot of money on television, but that's not where, you know, the disinformation is. It's in our feeds now. So my advice would be
you realize what she's actually saying, right? You have to address the feeds. Oh, so the people on social media, it's in our feeds. It's not on TV. Basically, what she's telling you is You know how they say Twitter ain't a real place, the internet ain't a real place? These political strategists sure feel like it is. It's more so of a place than television. What that say? It's more of a place than television. That's pretty interesting, and that's coming from somebody who is having meetings with black leaders, and I'm sure rappers, because now they have a little hip hop deal with makes no sense. So they have a whole committee. I guess they're supposed to combat. I don't know what the hell they're there for. I really don't. But hey, back to more disinformation talk.
Do something bold, go big. The party is run by black men. I mean, commit to, new resources to a.
Now, that lie you just told, ma'am, that lie you just told, the party is led by black men. Ma'am, no. No, it is not. Oh, man, it just gets to a point where they just start lying. When all else fails, just lie. You know what I'm saying? It's so much easier just to tell a story. I mean, let's just lie. Good grief.
New program. Find an AI firm, bring on an AI firm so they can tell us in real time where the problem is and how we can solve for that problem. Because otherwise, we're just throwing good money after a bad strategy.
We talk so much.
Well, what you need to do is you need to realize that you need to be spending money on new black media, and you need to be spending money over here with us. I mean, literally, what she's describing is like, what you been talking to Roland Martin or something? You get that black-owned media. You ain't investing over here, and we ain't getting none of them advertising dollars. And Roland Martin only talking about himself. He's not talking about any other platform but himself. He just wants all the advertising dollars. Stupid fools. Talking about voting for the couch. Now you dumbasses. Oh, man. He had the preacher on this show recently, which was absolutely hilarious. Why you bring me on? They would. Oh, the one preaching dude that was down with Trump's cabinet, Daryl Scott. They had him on there. And then they got into him and Greg Carr, got into it real quick. It's actually pretty funny. Rhonda Smith in the house. Salute to you, sister. I appreciate you being here this evening. Thank you. Go back and hear a little more.
Much about messaging, about strategy, about making sure people know about the policies.
Now check the question.
They be feeling it in their daily lives? Are there any areas where he hasn't walked the walk?
How we can solve for that problem, because otherwise we're just throwing good money after a bad strategy.
We talk so much about messaging, about strategy, about making sure people know about the policies. But shouldn't they be feeling it in their daily lives? Are there any areas where he hasn't walked the walk, where he hasn't fulfilled campaign promises in this community in particular, that he needs to pay more attention on?
Yeah, I mean, I think two issues come to mind for me. One is voting rights.
You hear no one other than Boule members talking about voting rights. That is a Democratic talking point. Again, another reason why Joe Biden is taking such a loss. So they keep doing, it's the repeat, rinse, repeat. And they keep doing it. Well, voter. No, it ain't what we talking about. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. So as long as you have these shills coming out here, lying on the black community and lying on the conversations that black people are having right now, reparations is trending every other day, or not, if not every day, on Twitter. It stays trending. Not no voter rights and all of that. That just not happening. But reparations is most definitely the conversation. And there's so many other things that actually can be done logistically. But no one is putting no politician, especially speaking on Black folks' behalf, is looking to put anything like that out there. So there's that.
The president ran on the fact that democracy was in peril and we needed to pass voting rights reform and legislation. That didn't actually happen.
Right.
The other is police reform, right? We all saw, the whole.
Now, let me just show you what they have on the screen. Let me get this off here. All right. As President Biden has done. About what was expected, more than expected, less than expected. About what was expected, 50%. I guess that would have to speak to a very low expectation. If this is about what you expected, then yeah. But with the Republicans, it's so much less, 64%. Oh, but not many say more. And independents, obviously, they're not too far off. So you got, I don't know, their numbers is kind of questionable. Like, what line are you guys really pushing? You know what I'm saying? As the independent groups. So, people are independent. You got to make sure what level of independence are they on? They're over there into them sanction books and whatnot. Oh, they got a shrine to Roman McCray. Yeah, you got to watch out for some of them. So let's hear some more.
The world came to attention after the death of the murder of George Floyd, and the president and the vice president made commitments around moving legislation and putting their weight behind pushing legislation through the actual Congress. And the president, talked about Tyree Nichols during the State of the Union this past year, and you had Republicans stand up on the other side clapping, and there it felt like that was a moment where we could have seized and had some bipartisan action on this really big issue that we know is disproportionately impacting Black people and Black men in particular, and there was no action. So I think that there is some level of disappointment and feeling like, you come into my community in October and you're pandering to me just for my vote, but come January, my issues are no longer your priority.
Well, and I think that's why, you talked about the timing of when you start those appeals. You don't want to start them in October. And I do think, we can talk about
a history of doing in the Democratic Party.
Democrats have done. I think the Biden campaign and really the Biden-Harris administration and the 2020 campaign has made an effort to do that earlier.
Absolutely.
A word that Ashley and I were talking about as we were thinking about how to have this conversation was persuasion.
Chicken dinners.
That's the term that's used for how you approach voters. Do you treat them as a persuasion target or a turnout target? Turnout is giving you logistics. Show up on this day, register at this time, and this is the information for how you vote. Persuasion is, why should you vote for me? What's the proactive case for why I've earned your vote and earned your support? And Democrats, Joe Biden, is doing that type of appeal earlier and more frequently and with a lot more urgency than they have really at any time in the modern Democratic Party history.
And it's not moving the needle. It's not moving the needle at all, because just like what that woman asked was, shouldn't they be feeling it? It's very interesting. These people get on these platforms and then they'll be asked questions that they could really offer a solution to the people, but they're not. They ask, okay, well, what can he do to kind of reach the people? Well, we just got to worry about the messaging and this and that. No, the messaging is just fine. The message is loud and clear. We got that. So no, that's not going to help.
And I think the campaign is counting on that to really buoy them into this cycle.
I mean, that's the benefit of having all these polls, right? There's a recent poll that showed that Joe Biden was down 22 points to Donald Trump with black men. I mean, what the campaign is doing is putting their foot on the gas earlier than they ever had before. And I think we're seeing a lot of good dividends. So it's positive signs, but I think if you don't get at this disinformation that we know is corroding our feeds, it's still going to be a problem in his Achilles heel.
And what about, I'm glad you mentioned the former president. What about?
Now, when you talk about disinformation that affects, especially, I guess you're talking about black male voters, especially. They're looking at black voters under the age of 50. What exactly would that be? You know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly would that even be? But he has to get into the messaging of what he's done. What is it? Because I see people get on these TikToks and then they try to, well, what you guys don't understand, and they start doing that whole spiel. And then again, this woman pretty much does the exact same thing early on and says that, you know, the reason why the turnout and the response to Joe Biden is what it is because of disinformation. And where did we see disinformation? It's coming from our feeds. Well, you know what's in your feeds when you're on your social media? That is the people. And you're purposely going on national media to downplay the people. It's literally the people. That's what you're seeing, and you're seeing how they feel. We don't understand why. Well, you're seeing it in your feed. You're saying you're seeing it. And if you're saying you're seeing why, then that means you're also seeing reparations. That means you're seeing reparations very loud and clear, and it's very prominent in your face. And there's many posts and hashtags saying reparations. It's trending. So if you're seeing it in your feed, then why would you get on TV and tell them people that black folks want voting rights? So don't blame the people, blame yourself.
About the Republican race, is that going to matter who wins when it comes to Joe Biden persuading black voters to vote for him?
So,
you know, the alternative, is that going to matter?
So look, this is a hard conversation for Democrats to have. Democrats have to be very honest and operate with a lot of clarity about the fact that I think that Donald Trump and Republicans are gaining ground with black voters. Now, what does gaining ground look like going forward?
Now, let me show you who's really gaining ground. This is what is really, really moving. The new wave, the new wave of 2024. This is what's happening. Shout out Latrabia Lawson in the house. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, this good old couch is what is winning. Winning. And the polls are looking favorable for a couch runaway win. While they over here talking, well, for Trump. No, that just means that, see, here's what they're doing. They're trying to say for Trump. No, what it is you don't see the enthusiasm over Joe Biden. That doesn't mean them votes just waltzed over to Trump. That not at all. Let's hear a little more. A little bit of lying he doing.
From 6% to 8% to maybe 9 or 10%. Not what we've seen in some public polls that are like 20, 30% for African-American support. I think that's unrealistic. But it's clear that the trend lines show that Republicans are making inroads. There are a lot of reasons for that. There's a broad working class, people of color coalition that I think Republicans are targeting this cycle, going after people based on college education, going after geographically where they are. There's a lot of rural black folks that Republicans are targeting. And so I think Democrats have to be smart about countering that and offering a narrative that shows those people that there's room for them within this coalition.
I also think that we made the case to Black Americans that democracy was the most important issue going into this last election. And I think if there's no repercussions or if Donald Trump is not held to account, I think it's not going to be as potent of an issue going into this next cycle. And I think that's a problem. It's not just
Wow. And again, the recipe for loss. You're talking about black voters, and then you immediately went into what we need to see with Trump. So we need to see Trump punished. We're not gonna believe in the Democrats if we don't see Trump punished. Nothing about the average black foundational black American, especially working class individuals. Who gives a rat's ass about you prosecuting Trump, or he has to pay this fine and he has to do that? Who cares? People act like we are so attached. We are as attached to these politicians as they are. We're attached to the policies, and you're not talking it. So it's very easy to say you don't have our agenda. Well, you better find who do. That's who's going to vote for you. But see, this is a new day and age, and they just don't know how to handle it. It's very crazy. And then you get these shield pundits to come out here. Well, he's done a lot. No, he has not. And you just described what he didn't get done. So there's that.
Whether or not Republicans are gaining traction, going from 6 to 8%, it's how many African Americans or black folks decide to stay home. That's
there
the
you
question.
go.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because is it about persuasion or is it about just not going?
It's about everything.
It's too early.
It's about everything. It's about investment. It's about energy. I worked on Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016, and you can tell that story in a lot of ways through what happened in Wisconsin. There was a county in Milwaukee. There was a New York Times story about this that just didn't show up.
Right.
There was one precinct, and that, frankly, made the difference between the last 6 years of American life that black voters dealt with. It's that one area not showing up, which means that every vote, every precinct, every neighborhood counts, and I think Democrats can't leave any stone unturned.
And what about the vice president? Obviously, you worked for her. She
Interesting.
is a historical figure.
Yeah.
Will she have influence to get voters out in the black community?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because that's where I was about to transition now, which is that the party has a lot of advantages. I mean, the party's run, by black men. You've got Hakeem Jeffries, who's running the House. You got Jamie, who's running the DNC, and then you've got the vice president. Yeah, you got Quentin.
Ooh, you threw a bunch of do-nothings out there, didn't you? But one of the biggest things, always remember the ace in the deck is Kamala Harris.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Yeah, really winning over this group with that. Good luck.
Who's the number 2 on the campaign, first time ever. The head of communications is an African-American male. But then you also have the vice president. So you have a lot of tools in your toolkit, the Democratic Party does, that we can leverage and exploit to drive out, to make the case to black folks, and then to drive out black turnout. So I'm hearing that the vice.
Yeah, because for sure you had a surefire way last time, right?
Joey, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Yeah, that's kind of what we got. So it's not like we forgot.
President, and is doing a lot of meetings at her residence and in her office with black men in particular of great influence, and who are.
That ain't the people. Them are all with black men of great influence. No, those are just artists. Do you see how out of touch these people really are? Do y'all see how out of touch these folks really are? They have nobody to blame but themselves. You cannot blame Black America for you deliberately overlooking Black America. And that's all this is. This is benign neglect in blackface. And you're going to get up here and try to make some kind of positive showing out of this. And it's not.
Influencers all over the country that can drive and penetrate some of these communities and pockets of the community. And I think they believe that that is sort of the beginnings of what could become an army that could be leveraged to actually go out and drive out turnout, right? Serve as
So when you see the shills coming in your comment thread and comment sections and our comment sections, perhaps, like I've long said, these people are paid to be there, but they're talking about doling out way more funds for it. So, I mean, I have warned quite a few folks over the past year that these people are going to be investing a lot of money into combating. I'm talking about the smallest voice of malcontent. So even if, because what they don't want is your conversation to grow. So like we had spaces, there's spaces now. You have these conversations and the conversation grows. When that happens, you have way more people on one accord that understand, and they're starting to become way more aware, and especially politically. And then some other people come and share and let people know what's going on in their neck of the woods. And then we're hearing what's going on in all of these different places. We're able to compare notes and able to say, hey, this is how we need to approach this. And you're having these people come out like this, and they're just like, yeah, we need an army. An army to do what? Basically, what you just heard her say is they need to fund a digital combatant group against us. She also mentioned social influencers on social media. Remember, told you that the TikTok, they were investing in TikTok personalities. You know what I'm saying? And that actually goes both ways when you think about it. Investing in TikTok personalities isn't just it's not just a leftist thing. It's a supremacist thing. Let's hear her finish real quick.
Surrogates for the campaign, right? So the work that the president can't do or the vice president can't do, you would have these folks out there talking directly to voters. So she's doing those meetings now, and I think that they think that that's part of the larger strategy to get people engaged and active earlier than ever before. So I think she's going to have an outsized impact, and she's a great asset to the president.
I have many more questions, but we have to leave it there. Thank you both so much.
She's very much a great asset to the
So I'm
president.
not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Lord. And so, like I said, you don't just have these anti black empowerment folks on the left employing black folks to go do and spew nonsense. Oh no, you have some on the right as well. And sometimes I wonder if these people aren't doing this for free. Like this cockeyed chick here.
I know I'm a bit late to the party on this because the Super Bowl was on Sunday, but let's talk about the Black National Anthem for a second. If you don't know, the NFL has had a singer perform Lift Every Voice and Sing, aka the Black National Anthem, every year at the Super Bowl since 2020, after they received backlash for punishing players who kneeled during the national anthem during the 2020 BLM riots. By performing the song, they think
That's
that
false.
they are somehow ending racism and making the NFL more inclusive for black people, but I really don't think that's the case. If every demographic needs their own song sang at the Super Bowl in order to feel included, then why don't we sing the Hispanic National Anthem, or the Arab National Anthem, or the South Asian National Anthem, or the East Asian National Anthem, or the Christian National Anthem, the Jewish National Anthem, the Gay National Anthem, the Bisexual National Anthem? You get the point. We don't have a national anthem for every demographic, nor do we need a national anthem for every sub-demographic, because everyone is included under the American national anthem. The Super Bowl is a major American tradition that brings everyone together. It's silly and unproductive to separate people into groups and try to focus on these unimportant differences instead of just uniting us all together.
Zaddy, please come and save me. I mean, golly. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I bet she'd be all up getting talked to all kind of crazy on them little gamer sites. And she looked like one of them little weird gamer chicks as well, thinking she's saying something. All she is the right-wing version of this in the corner. But she's black, so she really wants to be like this. But at the end of the day, both of them are losers. And, with all of that patriotic energy, never forget that it was your folks storming the Capitol for supremacy's sake. And there will be those who want to use this as, well, this is one group versus another group, and we just have to keep it real. This is all we see. This is all we see. And not to mention, let's just look back at how you raise them up. And now you have parents such as Ethan Crumley's parents who are going away for a good long while. Well, who knows? We'll see what happens with the mother. But she did get convicted, so we'll see. We'll see what actually happens. But I think they'll give her some short time. She probably gonna do like 6 years. I don't think she's gonna do nothing major. I don't see it, but who knows? I could be wrong. Might be wanting to send a message, but here everybody else again, they're all up in arms because, man, this Deja Taylor's a mother. She wasn't there at the school shooting nobody. She's a parent, and her child was that much younger without all of the red flags, and she did not buy her child a gun. She's in jail right now. So Deja Taylor of Newport News, I'm sure she's looking at this case and, hey, wipe your tears, sweetheart. She a whole your kid went out there and ended people. The little teacher, she finna get her $55 million from the state. So she all right. I'm just saying. Oh, man. But with that being said, remember, this is how they played it off the rip. The African American community stood up again for me. You've always had my back and I'll have yours. And all he ever had was a knife in it. You understand what I'm saying? That's all he ever had was a knife in black folks' back. And now they're spending buku bucks to come over here and combat the voices of the streets, which is the voice of you, the people, because they don't want you to get your reparations. And to that, we just simply could look at them and call them Star Spangled Bigots. And to that, sometimes you have to learn the hard way.
It's trying to headbutt me, bro.
Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? So this one goes out to those angry anti-Black individuals out there who think that our history should be overlooked. They're upset at our history. They're upset at our anthem, which predates the national anthem. And they're just mad at us all the way around. Well, today we speak to you. And if you think, number one, number two, and number three, that we could ever give a damn about what you think, well, pretty sure I speak for myself, and I know that to be true. Beatzilla PDX official and the Beatzilla PDX official show. Those of you in the chat, the grassroots, Voices of New Black Media, I'm pretty sure I'm safe when I say I speak for all of us. For all of you Star Spangled bigots, we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, family. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you can definitely do so at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. It's CashApp, $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And we also have a super sticker from our good brother, dark skinned brother in the house. Thank you once again, my good brother. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Shout out to you, my good brother. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, Black First, as always. Shalom. So, with that being said, also remember, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
All right, family. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a broadcast this Friday, but I will definitely post that in the community tab, whatever way is, whatever's happening. So with that being said, we are going to get on out of here. And thank y'all all for tuning in this evening. I appreciate it. You could have been anywhere else doing anything else. You decided to tune into this broadcast. So I appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank you so much. And with that being said, we usually say this on Friday, but just in case, always remember to keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready and keep your slingshot nearby. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a great night.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.